and welcome to Scale Car Garage. Well, I know we have other things that we're working on, but the great thing about a hobby is that, well, if you want to sort of let something rest, go on to something else, you can do it because it's your hobby. And that's kind of what I've done here. Well, tell you what, let me take you through the whole sort of process and how this all came about and why I did this, and why don't I just show you what this is here at Scale Car Garage. So I'm sure you remember, if you're of the same vintage as myself, there were these wonderful motorcycles by a company called Britton's, and I just happen to have one in the box. Oh, surprise, surprise. They are a perfect 1/32 scale. These were done as toys. These were toys that you could, push around the carpet and pretend. And yeah, believe it or not, as you can see, it says 1/32 scale. I'll need my glasses, of course. These are absolutely beautiful, and this is the only one I have in the packaging, but this is a police patrolman with loud hailer. Loud hailer. Isn't that a term from the United Kingdom? And I imagine that's the silver thing on the back there. That's the loud hailer. Which I guess others might call a siren. Correct me if I'm wrong, please, in the comments. And it says 1/32 scale model, Britton's Limited Police Patrolman. No, I will not take this out of the package. I'm sorry, it's just too cool. But I did have a cigar box full of Britton's that I got when I was a youngster. In addition to that, and I don't know if you folks remember this, there was a product, a Hot Wheels, a product from Mattel through the Hot Wheels brand called Rumblers, and they were really, really cool. They had, you can see there's a whole box full of these things here. I'll take some out. Here's a really cool Rumbler. I think this was called the Roman Candle, but Roman as in going around, not as in a European country, or city, I should say. And they had these little, I guess they were guides, or let me see if I must have one in here that I could show you that would snap in. I'm sure I do. I just have to find it. We're doing this real time, folks. I don't know if I have one. Son of a gun. Oh, here we go. Yes, I do. All right, so these would actually travel on a Hot Wheels track. They had the Hot Wheels wheels on the back. See that? And here is the little sort of sled that you would put into them. And there was a groove here at the bottom, and these two little pins that these notches would then go into. And they would go in, I believe, like so. And you could actually have the motorcycle do a wheelie, like so, or you could put it all the way down, and it would travel on a Hot Wheels track, and you could race them. Of course, now Hot Wheels, I think, were like 1/64 or like HO scale, roughly, and these are 1/32 scale. And if you look at the rendering of that's a perfect Bell helmet from the late 60s, early 70s. Oh my goodness, just lovely. And here, I'm just going to be very careful to take this out. There we go. Put that in the box. And of course the rider would come off. Of course, I have a number on the back too. Anyway, why am I talking about this? Well, because you can actually still buy 1/32 scale motorcycles for your track. And I've seen a lot of your tracks on your postings and on your YouTube channels where people have put these motorcycles, and of course scooters. Just put that there. And the scooters are so cool. And they're so wonderfully detailed, and they stand, but they actually don't come with riders. So that's what this Indian motorcycle has. This Indian motorcycle has a rider that I kind of, well, created and cast. And he fits on there so nicely and so well, and is kind of the era of 50s, 60s, where you wouldn't wear a helmet. But, getting back to the Lambretta scooters, Britain's had an absolutely brilliant Lambretta scooter, which I have. Just give me one moment to find it in this box. It's absolutely beautiful. So, oh, here it is. Found it. And there it is. There's the Britain's Lambretta scooter. And the thing about the Britain scooter is that this is how detailed these little 1/32 scale models were. You could take the sides off just like the real scooter, and there, you can see the motor. The motor. Believe that? Isn't that cool? Oh, man. You put the side back on. Now, it actually came with 2 riders. There was a rider up front, a gentleman, who would, there we go, you can see that. Lovely. And there was a female companion. I think she's in here somewhere. Again, I ask for your patience while I look. I haven't looked at these in a while, so my apologies, folks. Ooh, it's in here somewhere. In here somewhere. Still looking. Where are you? No, no, no. Come on now. Ah! Success. What a great figure. And she would fit on the back, holding on, and of course, waving to everyone. Now, she had a helmet as well. Oh, that was the other aspect I forgot to mention. The helmet actually is removable. Isn't that cool? Now, unfortunately, because of age and because, well, this is one of my toys, the paint, well, there's less paint on the figure than there was when it was first given to me. Now, because of the nature of this plastic, it's a flexible plastic, as you can see, the paint just did not adhere very well. And it certainly did not last. Which is why this fella's staying in the box. Anywho, what would really be cool is to create a figure for these more modern Lambretta scooters and perhaps base it on these two. Well, there's something we could perhaps work on. All right then, let's see if we can do that. Sometimes it helps to look back in order to move forward. So I had to pull out my Britain's catalog from 1969. This was the year that this company proudly promoted its new line of two-wheeled vehicles in 1/32 scale. There were 9 releases that year, 8 motorcycles, and 1 scooter. All of these wonderful models were issued with riders, with the scooter having a passenger as well. Not to be outdone, Mattel's Hot Wheels launched their own line of 1/32 scale motorcycles, which not only came with riders, but were also capable of being raced on a Hot Wheels track. These are the toys that inspired me to create a rider for these wonderful 1/32 scale motorcycles available from New Ray, as these more modern releases of vintage bikes did not come with riders of any kind. Using various bits from my spares figures, I cobbled together a rider and then made molds to enable me to make as many as I needed to populate our track. New Ray also has a wonderful line of vintage scooters which were issued without riders, so I think it's time to create one for these wonderful models. Okay, so here is the New Ray scooter, and they did a really nice job with these. I think they're just fantastic. Wonderful pieces of scenery to put around the track, and they sit so nicely. And well, when we put it beside this wonderful Lambretta scooter from Britain's, which, oh my goodness, so cool. You know, they both stand up rather well, but of course, you gotta love the Britain's Lambretta with the figures. The figures are just awesome. So I managed to find a military figure in my parts box, and I think he was like a driver of some sort. And when you put him on the scooter, let's move the Britain scooter out of the way for the moment here, just to be safe. And it's okay, but to my eye, if you take a look at it, he seems to be leaning a bit too far forward. Although that's not a bad thing. I mean, you know, could be trying to go quickly. And I found some arms, but I don't think I can really get arms that, well, if you take a look, kind of hard to get arms that, well, it would take quite a bit of fettling. There's that word again. It'd take a little bit of work to get this. So one of the things that I thought maybe could help solve this is this. Ullrich Minimen. Yes, my goodness. What, I mean, can you imagine? These were actually available back in the day, in the 60s, 1/32 scale figures that, well, they weren't jointed, but they certainly had areas that you could, well, they were posable, but you had to glue them in their pose. If you take a look at the back here, and you can see there's the instructions right there. Basically, all the bits, and there's the instructions on how to put them together. And it had a standing hip and a sitting hip. Now, I believe, let's see how many people are here. Oh, let's see, 216. I think there are enough parts to build 2 figures. And believe it or not, if you take a look, they even have parts for 2 steering wheels and a roll bar. So cool. And I suppose you've noticed that this is actually unopened. It's not mint, but it's on the card. Luckily, I have a few of these. Hard to believe, I know. But I thought, well, it's time to open one up. And this is the coolest part. Ullrich models. Oh, sorry, Ullrich model kits. I beg your pardon. 11423 Vinawan Boulevard, North Hollywood, California. Is that cool or what? I mean, I wonder what occupies that address today. Interesting. Okay, so let's just be very careful and open this vintage Ullrich Minimen package. Man, I know what you're thinking. You didn't think I would open this, but I know. I know. Let's see if we can open this. Here we go. That work? Okay. Ooh, some arm bits. There we go. Wow. All right. Oh, and one of the steering wheels was unfortunately broken. I think that's just a part of the runner, but I'm not sure. Wow. Okay. Ah, that's so cool. Alrighty. Oh, and there are helmets. Not exactly great looking helmets, but helmets nonetheless. Ah, look at that. That's pretty neat. So we have some heads. What is this? This looks like a leg, I think. Yeah, so there is enough for 2 figures. Very cool. There are no locating pins, though. You have to really pay attention to gluing these together. Wow. Okay, so there's a torso, and we have a head. Pretty cool. Let's look at the chart here. Which were they supposedly have numbers on here. Let's see if the numbers actually exist. Oh, they do. There we go. Okay, so sitting hip is 4. Okay, so number 4 is the sitting, and it seems number 3 is the standing. Well, it looks like you only get 1 sitting and a couple of standings, I think. Oh no, that's 4. Oh, here we go. Well, that's interesting. This this sitting piece was not formed properly at the factory. I don't know if you can see that, but it's kind of missing a bit of a cheek. But you know what? Maybe that's what we'll do. We'll use this one then, and make it work. All right. There we go. So we're just going to assemble the parts that we need. So we have sitting down there. We have a head, a torso. Arms are number 11 and 12. So let's see what 11 and 12 look like. Oh, those are lower legs. I see. Lower legs, lower arms. Where are the upper arms? Oh, we do have some. Oh, here we are. These are upper arms right there. Okay, upper arms. Okay. Well, why don't we fuse what we have together and see how that goes? Okay. Let's do that. Now, to fuse the styrene bits together, what I'm going to use is actually this. It's very liquid styrene adhesive. It's almost well, it has the consistency, believe it or not, as you can see, of water, but it really fuses the plastic together very, very well, and I really enjoy using it. I'm going to move the scooter out of the way, and what we're going to do is we're going to put the torso together. So let's try to put these 2 halves of a torso together. Put them together as best we can, and then think about how we can trim them and so forth to fit everything. I think that's about right. I've never put an Ulrich Miniman together, so we're doing this for the first time, or at least my first time. Perhaps you folks have in the past put one of these wonderful figures together, but I certainly haven't, and as I said, there are no locating pins, so we're just going to have to do our best with it. All right, so the great thing is this adhesive comes with an applicator, which I'm just going to put not too much, but just some here. And it's very hot chemically. It really melts the plastic quite well. And let's see if that'll at least hold it well enough together that I can fuse the balance of the torso together. Not quite. Here we go. It's holding a little bit. So let's put some in here and see what happens. There we go. And let's fuse that. There we go. And see if that will hold. Well, it's doing the trick. There we go. Doesn't evaporate. So now we have a torso. And we have to put the rear here. Now, this goes like, I think this goes like so. Let's see, it doesn't go, yep. Because we want this to sit. I think this is the way it would sit. Okay, let's just do a little bit of trimming here before we go. Okay. Yeah, well, you can see how, as I said, there's a piece missing from the rear. We can always fill that in, but let's use this piece because I think it should suit us well. Now, we want our figure to certainly be sitting. Let's see, here are the legs. Let's just do a little test fit of the legs here. Not sure which is which, but oh yeah, I see how that would work. Okay. Yep. Okay. All right. So, oopsies. All right, this would go in like so. Well, let's try and give it a bit of a go. Now, to think that this plastic is, probably close to 60 years old, it's amazing that it still is, well, usable. I think that's quite something indeed. Right, so if well, you know what, let's take this and see if we can. Oh, there is a left and a right. Okay, so these upper legs fell off the tree. Looking at the ones that didn't fall off the tree, and the number 6 is supposed to be the left, and number 5, I beg your pardon, is supposed to be the right. Well, they look very similar to me. They really do. Well, that's okay. What's more important, actually, is to make sure that you get, or that we get, beg your pardon, the proper top of the leg, if you will, and the bottom. So he's going to be sitting, and let's make him sit down. See if this will work. Well, let's see. Angle it a little bit. And we will have to, make sure the leg, go. Let's see how that works on the scooter here. Well, can angle that down a little bit, huh? Just a wee bit. There we go. Now that's looking pretty good. Okay. Right leg. Now, let's get his left leg. Wow. Angle it the same way there, okay. I think that's looking pretty good. Except, of course, where the, let's put some, maybe we can melt that all together here. We just want this to work, don't we, at this point? Yes. Okay. Let's hope that it does. There we go. Well, got him sitting. Oh, I forgot to mention, the other really good aspect of this substance is that it cures really quickly. So you can almost immediately use your whatever you're fusing and take a look and go, okay, well, so far so good. Now what we need are the lower legs, and I believe, as we discovered earlier, that lower legs, which are 7 and 8. Okay, 7 and 8. Here's number 8, and this is the left leg. Okay, left leg. It almost came off, but it didn't. Left leg here. Okay. And this is supposed to be, oh, that's really cool. Look at that. Is that cool or what? Oh my goodness, look at how that goes in. Wow, okay. Yep. Let's see how we've got, oh. Well. Huh. Isn't that interesting? We're going to have to do some work on his backside to make him fit, but that's wild. Well, you know what we could do actually is open up a little bit. There's still some way to, let's see. There we go. There we go. Luckily it hadn't cured completely. Whoa, that's great. Okay, there we go. Yes. There we go. Now we just have to put the lower leg in place. It's getting there. There's a little more. Now we just have to arrange the lower leg. All right, let's do that. Now, the lower leg in. Probably want it about like that. And we're just going to tack it. See what happens here. There we go. All right. Go. Not bad. Not bad. Well, that's going to be pretty close. All right, so let's just fuse all this up here. On this side anyway. Well, they certainly were right in the instructions about having to use putty. No doubt. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. That's okay. Well, let's use the other lower leg. So we used 8. Now we need number 7. I believe this is number 7 right here. Yep. Okay. close. Because remember, we have to put feet on too. We have to put the feet on. All right. I think we got the right angle. Oops, we'll have to fix that. Well, we've got the legs on the right way. I have to admit, folks, I thought these would be a lot easier to use. They're not. It's not as easy to use as I thought it was going to be. Perhaps with some experience it would get easier, but certainly not as straightforward as I thought as far as building, which I think is very, very interesting. All right. Oh, here we go. We have shoes here. There's one that's just about to come off. I think you can see that, and that is number 10. Which is the left shoe. Okay, let's do the left shoe. Did I lose the right shoe as well as the left shoe? Oh, something came off here. Ah, that's the right shoe. Okay, I'm holding the left shoe. All right. And I don't know the best way to put this on, but it might just be to, oh, there you go. That might be the best way to do it. All right. Let's do it that way then. Let's be very careful. I'm doing this left-handed. Well, let's see. Whoa, this is going to work. Did you see that, folks? Did you see that? Did you see that? Look at that. Look at that. Wow. Wow. We've got him sitting with his legs where they should be. Okay. Now the right shoe. Now the right shoe, please. Okay. This one I'm going to do with my right hand. Very carefully. Whoa! Not bad at all. I can just straighten this leg out a little bit, like so. Not bad at all. Well, we're going to let this set, and then we'll do his arms. So, with the bits that have fallen off the tree, I was able to determine which is the left upper arm and the right upper arm. So I've got that. I have to do a little bit of trimming here. And this is going to be a bit of a sticky wicket here. see if we can aim his arms towards the handlebars. Actually, you know, we might want to think about, well, let's see, 14 is the lower right arm. Let's, we might want to do both arms at the, both parts of the arm at the same time. Oh my. That didn't come out, I'm sure, quite as it was intended. But it will have to do. Oh dear. So, these are not easy to use because we're going to have to kind of, oh, I got it the wrong way, there we go. Kind of imagine how this is all going to work here. Is his arm long enough? Let's see. Well, what we can do, I think we should tack the upper and lower arm together. I think that's unfortunately what we're going to have to do to see if this will work. And I'll just do a little tack here. See how this works. Tack that on. It's going to be pretty well straight, isn't it? Let's see here. Yeah. Come on. There we go. It's already gluing. There we go. Okay. I think it's going to be pretty well straight. Something like that. I do have tweezers here. Let's see if the tweezers will help sort of situate the... Oh! Well, there's a stroke of luck. I have to put actually a little bit of a bend in it, and I think we're almost there. Look at that. Okay, so now we just have to get the right angle for the arm. Okay, well, see if we can do that. Okay. Okay. Well, we'll put some little bit of adhesive in there, and hopefully this will get us to where we want to be. Let's see. Oh, a little lower, quite a bit lower. Ah, yes. Yes. Let's see. Well, isn't that lucky? Is that not lucky? I can see why folks had difficulties with these back in the day because, you know, they didn't have basically this type of glue to help build this type of figure. So if you were using the old-fashioned testers in the tube, oh, I could see you being, well, a wee bit frustrated with this. Understandably so. But for us, we've got, so far we have a rider. Look at this. Look at this. I want to bring his arm in a little bit more, but that's pretty darn good. Wow. So now we just have to do the right arm, and I think we'll use the same method. I think we'll put the lower arm on the upper arm and then try and feddle it to the handlebar. Get this on. Wow. There we go. All right. Hopefully that'll work. Let's see how it looks on the figure. Okay, straighten it out a little more, and we might have a good joint here. goes. Okay. Huh. Well, that was good. That was just fortunate again. Now, let's get the other arm in. Okay. Go. And hopefully this will go in nicely. Oh, there we go. And what have we got here? Let's see. Okay, well, might have to adjust it a wee bit. Let's see. Whoa, okay. All right. How's that looking, folks? Oh, wow. Wow. Well, now we just have to put on a head. Well, in keeping with the spirit of the 60s, let's put on the Ulrich Miniman head. There are two to choose from. Well, I choose this one. Oh my gosh. Will you look at that? Will you look at that? Okay. Well, I'm not going to glue the head in. The reason being that I would want it separate to paint. But look at that, folks. We have a modern, New Ray, vintage Vespa scooter being ridden by a real vintage Ulrich Miniman. Wow. Old and new worlds colliding. Isn't that great? Well, I really hope you like this. I'm going to stop it at this point because I'm going to let it set. But oh my gosh, that was fun and frustrating at the same time. These Ulrich Minimen don't go together as easily as I thought they would, but still, this was so much fun. And I really appreciate you, well, taking the time and well, taking this journey with me. This is something I've always wanted to do and never had the courage to open a vintage package like that before, but I did. And it was with your help. So thank you so much for joining me once again here at Scale Car Garage. I hope you enjoyed watching. If you did, please leave a comment, like, and subscribe.